I can't lose. PulseChain's next move. Cryptos we choose. PulseX we invest. Feeling so blessed. No stress, no regrets. Living dreams manifest. We live in the dream. Revolution so clean. Hex to the moonlight. PulseChain's our scheme. Tech breaks the rules. New coins on pulse. Stories untold. Legends of gold. We live in the dream to find revolution's dream. PulseChain supreme. PulseChain supreme. Tech breaks the mold. New coins unfold. Stories unfold. Legends of gold. We live in the dream to find revolution's dream. X to the new moonlight beam. PulseChain supreme.
What's up, Skip? Hey, fuck off! Fuck off! Go away! Fucking kangaroos.
Hey, and welcome to the stream. Welcome, Sammy Chica. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. How you going, Class?
Oh, it's been epic, Sammy. It's been absolutely epic. I'm actually rocking, you can't see the PulseX tag here. I got my PulseChain one.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I just can't actually find my Hex one. Otherwise, I usually rock the Hex one. But yeah, I got the paraphernalia here, and the prices are doing really well. So I thought we'd better stream and just, if people haven't heard about PulseChain, we better tell them what's going on.
The pump's been epic this week, hasn't it?
Oh my God, it's been so epic. For people that don't know, Richard Hart forked Ethereum and made PulseChain.com, and he's actually upgraded the website, which looks really nice. And in the last week, we're seeing returns of over 60% on Hex and around 30 or 40% on the other assets. It's been absolutely mind-blowing that you go from being like feeling down in the dumps over your portfolio to being like, oh my God, like this has been honestly such an epic week. And there has been a bit of a pullback, but it couldn't keep going like that. Like that was crazy.
I know. What were you most impressed by, Class?
Hex. I was just watching Hex tick up because like Sammy, I remember last cycle, right? And I round tripped, and I'm freely tell people that because I'm a bloody idiot. But like what was happening, because I was like relatively new 4 years ago to crypto. Well, the story goes like I lost one of my contracts and I was fucking pissed, and I was like, this is bullshit. And I was like, I need a moon coin. Like, that's it. I'm going to become rich. And so I started going on this crazy crypto journey where I'm like, just give me a moon coin. Like, I need to compensate myself for the loss. And then we started watching Tangent streams, and he has always been into Richard Hart, always been into Hex. And yeah, the channel that you were on, I can't believe that I forgot the name, Sammy. You know the
What,
channel that you
Discord Syndicate?
Nah, the one with 43 OG.
Oh, DeFi Down Under.
Yeah, we watched Deep Out Down Under like religiously for like so many years. And long story short, like
Yeah.
Hex on Ethereum did a 10,000x, and it was like beautiful to watch because even though I didn't quite understand or get the gist of it at the time, I just saw Hex just kept going up and up and up and up. And then you would see these live streams. There'd be 3 or 4 Hex live streams going on at the same time. And Richo was, of course, doing his live streams as well. And it came, it was crazy. Like it went from 1 cent to 18 cents to 26 cents to 40 cents. We started having parties. And then it went all the way up to 50 cents, basically, was the Hex top on Ethereum. And it was a 10,000x. And it was beautiful to see, like, given that there was so much hate on Richard Hart and Hex, and that we were the underdogs, it was just like the most epic experience to be part of. And then what I think people haven't really woken up to is that Richard Hart plans on doing that again on PulseChain. So when he forked Ethereum, Hex was forked, and Richard Hart supports the Hex on PulseChain. So it's a new chart. The highest it's gone to is like 2 or 3 cents. And the way that it's moved in the last week, like I've been saying for about 3 years, this is what is going to happen. Like this is going to be an exponential thing. I've seen it before. I know it's going to happen again. And I feel like, have I been taking crazy pills? Because like no one around me believes me. I'm like, this is going to happen again. And
I believe
it's like
it. You and Hodfrul have always been super bullish. I mean, throughout the whole SEC thing, you and Hodfrul and Crypto Stylists have been all really bullish
And
really
you as
positive.
well.
Even in the worst and darkest of times, you've always had
And
that
Lindsay,
smile on your face.
yeah,
And
because we knew what was going to happen, right? And it's almost like the crypto world, they've just got this bias, like they just haven't woken up. And so, in the past few streams, and everybody is kind of saying these things, like in the treasury for the sacrifice for PulseX, there's $600 million tied to Ethereum price.
I know.
And last cycle, Richard rotated the ETH gains into, well, the OA or whoever, into Hex. And like $600 million, people can't wrap their head around this kind of treasury. Like this is absolutely
That's nothing
insane.
to sneeze at. Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. And then Richard beats the SEC, which again is like, I felt like it was like a low probability for it to happen, if I'm honest. And the fact that he did it is just like hats off, because he, the way that he conducted himself, he was just, he just went through the whole thing and it worked out. And I was just like, this guy has just hired the best lawyers and just like changed crypto precedent like across the board.
You get what you pay for, though. I mean, he had the best lawyers that money could buy, and that worked in his favor. But Richard's smart as well, so I'm happy it worked out the way it did. And to be honest, I really wasn't sure what was going to happen.
Same.
So much.
I thought more than likely. I mean, it's like such an all or nothing thing sometimes in crypto. And like you choose an altcoin, you have your conviction, and you think, look, I accept if it all turns to shit. And all the signs are pointing to the opposite. So it's absolutely mind blowing when like things like this happen, and you're like, oh, thank God, like I'm not taking crazy pills. Like this actually has like a life changing amount of potential. And it took years to get to this point to have these little indicators, but it's like I kind of always knew that it would like pay off. But I want to bring up, I've got like a range of things that I want to bring up. The first one, I actually want to bring up the price. So gopulse.com. I'll show you the new website for pulsechain.com, which also has like a price feed, but this is still my preferred price feed, even though the swap is a bit of a ripoff, but whatever. So Hex has pulled back, but this is a 7-day return. So 50% on Hex, 30% on Inc, 40% on PulseX, 34% on PLS. Like that's epic, absolutely epic.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I want to bring up the price.
Hex went up. I loved, see it going 0.01 and 0.011 and 0.02, 0.03. And yeah, well, look, what's got to go up has got to go down. So I wasn't expecting it not to consolidate, correct. But yeah, the pump's fun. Everyone's happy in a good mood, and there is so much potential. You know, when Ethereum moved, and that's what happened. Ethereum moved, and bang,
Mm.
we went up.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it does crazy numbers every time Ethereum goes up. That treasury does some crazy gains. You know,
Yeah, I've got the website here. So this is
have
look
you?
into rh.com. Yeah, so it shows his buy-in price. So over here we've got entry price 3,773, which people gave Richard shit for, but to his credit, he diamond hands that. It's now at a little bit under the entry price, but Ethereum's done super well. Like Ethereum's just slightly going really, really well. So it's slightly just under entry price at the moment, but you can see the total there. And every time there's a slight move in Ethereum, this treasury changes significantly. So at the moment, there's about 600 million in, which is, this is an extraordinary amount of money to be in a treasury for a chain, and no expectations. This might not even ever be rotated in. There might be other funds. It might be just the fact that people expect PulseChain to do really well, that it actually will do really well. But this is just one of the indicators that we're going to use to prove that we're not on crazy pills and that PulseChain has actually got a massive amount of potential. And the other indicator, of course, would be Richard coming back to live streaming. Do you know when that's going to be, Sammy, or do you have any predictions on that?
No, and you know, I think with this whole Interpol thing, he probably appreciates his privacy and wants to stay private until it gets sorted out. I mean, if it
Yeah.
ever gets sorted out, I don't. He probably can't do much. I mean, he's in touch with the best lawyers. He would have got the best legal advice on how to proceed. So you know, he's got to do what he's got to do. I mean, we all miss Richard. Richard is
Mm.
Richard. We miss him, but you know, he's got to do what he's got to do. And I think there's an enormous amount of pressure on the man. I thought that since he talked about launching PulseChain, he has just had so much pressure. All these people are expecting a lot from this man, and it's a lot of pressure on him. So
Yeah,
I
for
just hope
sure.
he's doing well, and I'm glad he is back and he's tweeting. And if he comes back to streaming, that's awesome. But we'll
Mm.
see. What do
Yeah,
you
we see
think,
how it
Chloe?
goes. Yeah, I agree, Sammy. Like, I miss Richard. The whole community misses Richard. I feel like it's unfair. There's a term for it where, you want to make a political statement. So you wrongfully accuse people of things, or you kind of embellish things from a legal point of view because DeFi in general is a massive threat to traditional finance. So it made sense that the government kind of targeted big crypto founders. Every big founder has kind of been targeted in their own way. So it's hard to be a main character in crypto. You end up in jail because you're a threat to traditional financial systems. So it is what it is. They put out the red notice. They said that he committed, I think it was something like aggravated tax fraud,
So
and
yeah,
I think there was an
allegation or
alleged
something.
assault against a 16-year-old. All of these kind of petty or white collar crimes to get on an Interpol red list seemed extremely excessive. And
Mm,
so Richard has
mm.
to play the long game there, and I'm sure his lawyers are in touch with Interpol working this out. We look forward to that being resolved as a community. But, Richard has done his best to do what's right by the community and at a huge personal sacrifice. So I can't imagine that he can freely speak to his parents, for example. He's not speaking to personally anyone in the community. He's not in contact with anybody. Nobody knows where he is. So that's a huge amount of personal sacrifice that he's had to go through to try to push the DeFi narrative. And like hats off to Richard. He's an extraordinary person, and yeah, he's got a good heart. He wants to make people that aren't millionaires. Like that's his goal. He wants to make 1 million millionaires, and that's an extraordinary goal for someone with so much wealth to want other people to do well. It's almost unheard of.
Yeah,
So yeah, what an incredible
absolutely,
human. I'm
absolutely. But
Oh,
him being Richard, I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's he's in a good place. He's a smart man. But
yeah.
having said that, man, this pump's been so good. Um,
Oh, it's been pretty epic. And
it
like when I was
brought
at
faith
work
back
before
into
the
the community. Sorry, go
Oh,
ahead, Claire.
absolutely. Oh, before the pump, I was like, getting fatigued. Like, it's been long, like, because I started streaming Strong and the Bear, which in retrospect was a bit stupid. And yeah, I was just getting a bit fatigued. And then when the pump came, it like revitalized me. I'm like, wow, I really feel like I needed this so that I could just have those indicators that I'm on the right track. I'm going to say hi to the chat here. So number one, Goo God, the Degenerate, with the alien and the crown there. You're first in chat. Thanks for being here. Duke of Booze, thank you for being here. Par Excellence, yeah, thanks for being here. Diversify, that's cool. I like the way that you spelt your name there. Oh gosh. Auras Evitagen, I'm sorry I didn't say your name right, but thank you for being here. Matt Smead is here. How's it going? D Best, how are you? And we have got a request for what is your hex target this bull, Sammy?
All right. So, you know, I have been quite vocal about this. So we saw a 50-cent high, all-time high for hex on its, and that was on Ethereum before we fought PulseChain. So now there's regulatory clarity. We're not facing
Having some connection issues. I'll just make up your price if it'll probably cut back in just as you say your price. Yeah, you just cut out, Sammy, so you might have to go out and then come back in. Hex target this bull, that I've really been reluctant to say targets because I think it puts a target on my back. But yeah, given that we're here streaming, this is just a personal opinion. It's not financial advice. What is my hex target? That's a really difficult question. So hex on PulseChain, you have to remember, is a new chart. So the all-time high for this chart is not even 3 cents. And at the moment, hex is, I think it's 1.1.
Sorry, I think we've lost Claz.
Oh, am I back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back. I don't
know. Oh, it's okay. You're back too. So Sammy, do you want to? Start from the start, Sammy. In your prediction, I was going a long way home for my prediction.
So, okay, this time round, last time the top was 50 cents. Also, we're in the middle of a pandemic, so there's more money in the economy. Crypto is more accepted especially by the US government. Hex has received regulatory clarity. We've got fantastic onboarding tools like Liberty Swap Finance. We have to talk about that because that's amazing. So for me, I'm a believer, and I will say that I want to see PulseChain at $1 or higher. But $1 is an amazing target that I'm sticking to on PulseChain Hex. For eHex, I'm thinking, now it looks like shit. You're thinking, should I sell it for PulseChain Hex? It's not moving. It's not doing anything. I think it's going to have its time in the sun. There's still liquidity. So there will be a time where it will just run with everything else. And I think for eHex, we may see 15 cents. If we see 15 cents, I'll be very happy. But other people are thinking more about 35 cents. But yeah, what do you think, Claz?
I'm going for dates rather than prices. So 25th of October, I'm going to start to get pretty nervous and start dumping my liquid. I'm just going to be honest with people. And then by the 10th of November, I think it's all over. Having said that, a lot of my extrapolation data goes out to December 10th, but I don't want to be greedy. I want to be out by early November, just a personal opinion. So whatever the price is, I think there's going to be huge resistance or pullback at about 12-cent hex on PulseChain. I think there's going to be a lot of sell pressure at about 10 or 12 cents. I think if we break through that, we'll hit the 18-cent mark, the 26-cent mark pretty easily like we did last time. And then after that, anything over 3 cents, it's a new chart. So this is just based on what happened in Ethereum. It's actually going to be hard to imagine the numbers given that the Treasury has the potential of $600 million and that $500,000 that was injected made the price go from it basically doubled our price. So, if $500,000 doubles our price and there's $600 million, good God, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's important that people just have a plan. No matter what your target is, I think we could go over $3 if all of the Treasury funds are used.
Wow.
And I don't think that I'll be around for the $3 because I think I would panic way before that.
Yeah.
I think I want to be out by early November. Like I see that date as end of October, early November. I don't want to be too greedy with it, Sammy. I don't want a round trip. I've round trip before. It's a long bear market. It's a long time,
Yeah,
3 or 4
but
years.
aren't you going to dollar cost average out rather than say by this date I want to be out? Don't you just want to sell a percentage at a time on the way up and on the way down?
It's good in theory, but let's say you do some calculation in your head. I think the maths behind taking profit is actually more complicated than what people realize. Because let's say every time the price doubles, you're going to take out 16%, or you're going to take out whatever percentage every time it doubles. By the time the top of the market hits, you've got a lot left in your bag. So for me, I think because I work in a couple with my husband, I've actually said to my husband, like, you just do it all. So whatever I'm saying right now, I'm actually not going to be putting into action, because two people coming together to make a decision, and Richard has said this before, is worse off than those individuals just playing their own game. So I don't think that group decision making in a couple in crypto is actually going to be good for our bag. So I'm just going to leave it to Doz to actually make all the decisions. If it was up to me, I would be out by early November, and I would just savagely get out between late October, early November. There's a lot more nuance than that, and you could even compound your position. Like every time you find yourself checking your portfolio heaps and heaps and heaps, you could take out a small percentage and then recycle it in when it pulls back. I'm not really into those games anymore. I've actually been playing the just don't touch the keyboard game. So even for the last year, it'll be, or even 6 months to a year, I don't particularly touch my stack, because the biggest gains are just doing nothing. And that's why it's been like, I love streaming as well, but at the same time, like, I know the most gains that I can make is by actually doing nothing. So it's been kind of like a paradox where the best thing I can actually do is nothing. And then obviously you want to pick like a perfect moment in history where you get out at the top. I think there will be social indicators that will help us, Sammy. And Richard in the past, he's always been really good at indicating, for example, when Ethereum tops. When Hex topped last time, I'd have to go back and see the date and see what was happening around that date from a social media perspective.
2021.
Because I feel like the social indicators at the top are really probably the strongest marker that we'll get. So yeah, I mean the sky's the limit for Hex, honestly. So Doz has said the same thing that I was thinking, and I wonder if I like subconsciously read that, if we're just like wired the same because we're like husband and wife. But that's, you know what, I actually think the absolute tippy top would actually be 10 times that. But I think the top that people could realize would be the $3.69. I actually think it could go to $36. And Godwell said this 3 years ago, and I saved the tweet somewhere on my phone. But you know what it's like on your phone? You take like a gazillion screenshots, so God knows where that proof is. But Godwell said over $30. I think he actually said $36. This is about 3 years ago. And at the time I was like, how could that be? But when you look at the maths, I think that is actually possible, especially if we get a listing from Binance, which seems like there's little signs that might actually happen. Hey, Don Swan, how are you? Mudhog, how's it going? Hex Wellbeing. Do you know a tax agent that can help with PulseChain reporting? It's really tricky to get a really good tax agent. So Coinly, I think it is. Maybe Doz can write it in the chat. It helps you somewhat. However, it's not that accurate. So like you have to go through every single little tiny transaction that you've ever done that you've ever done is a tax event. And you have to analyze that transaction and how it came out on Coinly and just see if you like it. I would say overpay in your taxes rather than underpay, and that way you don't have to sweat it. I always overpay in my taxes so that you feel like you don't have a monkey on your back. I'm going to go through some more websites that I wanted to go through. But firstly, let's go to... I wanted to bring up Richard's Twitter. So Richard has 351,000 followers. This is him when he says, look, he's beat the SEC, and he made a stream around that time. That was really cool. So this is the Pulse feed that you'll see on PulseChain.com that we'll go through soon. It's a really nice looking website. Very clean. I like it a lot. This is what I wanted to go through. Is my audio okay there, Sammy?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, sweet. So this is why the PulseChain.com website or dashboard is good for privacy. And I just want to go through a couple of points there really quickly. So one, the dashboard is open source, privacy first software that can be run on your computer without any middlemen. There's no APIs, no maintenance required. All that you need is an RPC node and use the default or your own RPC for ultra privacy. So that's really cool for all the privacy buffs out there. Censorship resistant. So all the data, including the stakes, prices, and price history in the PulseChain dashboard are pulled directly from the blockchain. So the app itself is self-sustaining, requiring no maintenance. This app was built from the ground up to be censorship resistant. Very cool. The PulseChain dashboard lets you download each official app, PulseX, Hex, Explorer, Bridge, from the official repos and run them locally with just one click. And there's simplified portfolio tracking. So it's privacy first. All the data in the PulseChain dashboard is encrypted locally when you use a password. Passwords can be added and changed in the settings menu, etc., etc. So that's really cool that there's been a strong lean towards privacy. This is to do with PulseX liquidity. If any of your wallets are participating in the PulseX farms, you can see the amounts in Inc rewards. So that's become a little bit more visible. That's very nice. PulseX in general, Sammy, I think is due for a bit of a win. And I know that Bruce has talked about this a lot, single-sided staking on PulseX. I think PulseX has a lot of room to grow, and I really feel like Richard could be timing those announcements sort of maybe a little bit closer to the Hyperball. And so that's exciting to watch, and I hope everyone has a little bag of PulseX there, because that would be pretty cool to watch.
Yeah. He might be timing it, even if he's coming back to streaming, he might be timing it for that Hyperball. Because he does, when he gets on stream, he pumps the price crazy. So he could be waiting for then,
The other thing I was going to say in terms of the tax thing is people could consider to make themselves, depending on what tax bracket that you're in, you could reduce your tax bracket in certain ways with an accountant's help. So I won't go into details because I'm not an accountant, but it might pay if you can foresee that you'll be making gains in crypto, and those gains would have to outweigh the cost of setting this kind of stuff up, which would include lawyers' fees, accountant fees, all those kind of things. Then maybe, ask around. In Australia, there's not too many people that are savvy when it comes to a combination of these things. So, for example, if you live on the western side of Australia, you might have to seek help from the eastern side of Australia. But there's definitely people that are in the know when it comes to setting up your accountant and setting up the way that you do things. So it might be a good time to just revise that. Let's go on to the PulseChain website. This is actually really cool. Did you see this new website, Sammy?
No, I haven't looked at it.
It looks so you get your price feed straight up, which is very nice. I like that. And then it sort of steps people through how to set up a DeFi wallet, which is very important and hard to find that information elsewhere. How to buy PLS and how to trade on PulseX. So that's the decentralized exchange of PulseChain. It's PulseX. And then all the official links are through this website. So whatever you do, don't Google any of these links. Just go to pulsechain.com and it will have all the links that you need, and you can run it from this website here. So yeah, it's very nice. And they've also got links to Liberty Swap, which I've got up here.
Have you used it yet, Miles?
No. I've actually gone like super simple, Sammy. I haven't touched, honestly speaking, I haven't really touched things in like half a year to a year. Like,
Well, it's
I think
amazing. So basically, what I did, I mean, I think there was a limit of $5,000, but I think they've upped it to $6,000. But I just bought some USDC on CoinSpot, transferred it to my wallet, my Ethereum wallet, hooked up my wallet to Liberty Finance, swapped. What was I buying? I don't know. I don't know if
So you went
maybe I bought
USDC
on PulseChain.
Yeah,
So
on
you can directly
PulseChain.
swap it from the USD on Ethereum to USDC on PulseChain, And since I did that, they've upgraded again, and now you can do Hex, PDI, and all the others. You know, PulseX, blah blah
Really,
blah.
directly.
And it provides free PulseChain for the swap, and there's a flat rate of 3% swap. Like, it costs bugger all.
Yeah,
And it's
that's
so fast, like 3 seconds, bam.
oh, I think it's
Because that
point,
bridge
yeah,
is so
protocol
chunky.
free. Yeah, this is way easier. Like the setup, 0.3% fees. It's like a cross-chain swap that actually works. The UI, it's extremely self-explanatory. It's like get USDC on another chain and we'll convert it to USDC on PulseChain or other assets. So if I bring this drop, I'll just bring it up again.
Like, yeah,
and
that
make it
bridge, when
bigger.
you're sending, you know, waiting for your 96, you know, confirmations to take money over to PulseChain, it's already old and clunky, and it's only a few years old. This thing
Yeah.
is like the Tesla model. The other things are already
Yeah,
like the
this is
know?
it's like a game changer. So like you said, Sammy, you can go directly into PLS, WrapD, DAI. You can go into PulseX, Hex, Inc., CSD, USD, USDL, PXDC, and it's got all the contract. You can copy contract addresses as well. So very extremely useful and valuable resource for the community.
So, Class,
yeah.
where can you see on there? Where are they getting their liquidity from? Is it from Piteus and PulseX?
I mean, I assume there's like multiple aggregators that it goes through. I'm not sure if our integrations are powered by Piteus, PulseX. I don't know why
And
they would
Fox.
have the
Is that
PulseChain.
Fox?
It must be. I'm hovering over it. It doesn't say, but it must be.
No. So what does that mean? It's pulling that liquidity from those exchanges. It hasn't got its own liquidity on the finance.
Yeah, that's right. So it just finds the best deal. So it'll scout like those other websites, aggregators for you and find the best deal, show you the route, and then I assume you accept whatever route it's found, or it could do that automatically.
Sure.
I haven't used it personally, but yeah, I've heard no one complain about it. Everyone seems pretty stoked with it. So
yeah,
happy with that. We
What do you
might
think
go
of the
to
Bitcoin?
some.
What do you think of the Bitcoin price, Class?
I got this controversial view on Bitcoin, and I'm going to say it. People are going to hate on me, and it's going to be hard to. Anyway, I'll just say it, and then whatever, we'll just let it. I think Bitcoin is topped. I don't think Bitcoin is going to do much else. I think it's going to go sideways, a little bit up, a little bit down, and then just fizzle out. I know that's a controversial point of view, but that's what I think. I think Ethereum is the one that people should be. I hate to use the word longing. I think Ethereum's going to double in price. Anyone that's new to crypto, they come to me and they say, oh, what do I do? What do I do? And I say, buy Ethereum, sell it when it doubles. That's what I say to them. Because there's a lot to crypto. People don't really want to know the ins and outs of it. A lot of people. Some people do. Some people are like magic unicorns like us. But most people, they don't really want to know the long version. I think Ethereum's going to double in price. I think it's going to go to $7,500. I think Bitcoin's done its dash. Richard's got a really nice thing that he says about Bitcoin here. I just want to play this video. Let me find it. Here we go.
Bitcoin's price better than almost any other price in crypto. Started the lowest, went the highest. But when I called the top many years ago at 65K, now it's 95K. You're up 50%. After a dip to 14K or 17K, went from 65 to 17. I mean, like, I don't know, man. Are you able to retire your family and create generational wealth off of like a 1.5x? Probably not.
Everybody, Richard Art here, and my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada.
Lol. I just thought I'd put the Prada bit in there as well. What do you think, Sammy?
Well, you know, Richard has already said previously in one of his tweets that he's predicting a $240,000 top for Bitcoin this cycle, right? Now, I watched Richard Hart call the 20K Christmas in the October of 2017, and he said we're going to have a 20K Christmas. And when I watched him, and when it happened, I'm like, man, this guy, he's got something. You know, he's got something going for him. So Richard's been right that many times that I don't really rarely doubt it. And like if he's wrong, even I'll say, all right, Richard was wrong that time, but he's not often. So I reckon if Richard said 240K, we can go. Bitcoin can still hit around that cycle, but I think it's being dragged out because you've got all these big organizations getting in the ETFs, and even Paul Atkinson. I saw on Watch a Guru today that Wall Street are lining up to tokenize their business. So crypto is becoming a big thing. America had Crypto Week, and they want to be the biggest crypto nation in the whole world, and they're working towards that. So I don't think Bitcoin has run, and I tell my mum, I keep holding. She's got Bitcoin, and yeah, I think I said, look, let's see till at the end of this year where it is, but I said possibly 2026 we could still be going by then because it's rather late this cycle. And I think actually I've got it written down on my calendar because I did the timing from the Bitcoin top to tops. So the 20, I think the 2017 top to the 2021 top. And I wrote it down. So the first bull market from top to top was 1,066 days. The second bull market was 1,060 days. The current bull market, when I did this calculation, was 717 days. So I just wrote it down as a little reminder. We're not there yet.
What date did you get, Sammy? What date did you get at the end of it?
Let me have a look. Let me find it.
Yeah, I've done extrapolation data. I get December 10th. I got 119K. Already went past 119K, but I seem to have like a sunk loss fallacy where I'm just like fixated on that number. Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be a slightly tricky one. I don't think it's going to go until next year. I know that there may be other signs that people should look out for, like the M2, obviously, money supply being one of them, and other indicators that people can look up online. But I think social indicators are a big thing. I think with Christmas coming, people aren't going to hold through Christmas. That's for damn sure. And people are going to get itchy in November, which makes me think end of October people should get itchy. It's going to be wild. Like you'll see it on the internet. You'll see people posting Lambos, and you'll be like, "Holy hell!" Like that person should not be posting a Lambo.
The searches for altcoins have already gone up a lot, but we're still. When you do the indicator for is it altcoin season yet? It's saying no. It's still Bitcoin season. So we're still in the Bitcoin bull market.
Ethereum has been. Sorry,
we haven't even gone into altcoin season. So Ethereum hasn't even it's broken out, but it hasn't even started to pump yet.
Oh, I mean, I'm pretty impressed with Ethereum. I don't know if it's just because of my prediction that I feel a little bit bearish on Bitcoin. I feel like Ethereum moving like it did to get to almost break even on Richard's entry price with the PulseX sacrifice funds was a massive move in a very short amount of time, considering what Ethereum had gone through, all of the FUD. Like I swear Vitalik himself was shorting Ethereum the way that he was behaving. The foundation was selling and selling and selling and selling, and then girlfriend picture after girlfriend picture.
Yeah, the whole time. I think he's doing that the whole time. He's giving it away to charity. Like, bro, I'm the charity here. Stop selling down my Ethereum, bro.
It's like, bro, I'm happy for you and your multiple girlfriends from different countries, but please keep it to yourself. Like, don't put it on the internet.
I've got the stats.
He's like, mad respect, but don't put that stuff on the internet because you're going to polarize.
Right. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. All right, I've got the stats. Okay, so the top of Bitcoin in 2013 was Friday, 1st of November, 2013. The next top was Saturday, 16th of December, 2017. So between that top to top from 13 to 17 was 1,507 days.
Okay.
And then when I did this post, so the last Bitcoin top or hex top was Wednesday, 10th of November. To the day which I did Thursday, 19th of June, was 1,318 days. So realistically, we're still a while off, I think.
Yeah, and most people are with you, Sammy. Most people I speak to, they're thinking that Bitcoin's going to double from what it is now, basically. Hey, Logie33, how you doing? Yeah, everyone I speak to is like super bullish on Bitcoin. I think I'm the only one that's saying I think it's done its dash. I think that's just my personal opinion rather than what the crowd is thinking. We're going to go to some.
I think my biggest fear for Bitcoin is with all this government power in here and all this regulatory clarity and ETFs, are we going to go back down? You know, we're going to hit a top, and I think we're going to hit what Richard said. I'm a believer. But you know, we would go back down, and you know Diddy Tutu. So you know the man. Do you remember the Bitcoin family? He sold up everything they had, and he moved his family to a beach and lived on Bitcoin. Remember?
I don't know, but I'll say yes. No, I don't know.
I follow him on X, and he's been in the media for years since he did it. He's a Dutch man, good looking man, good looking Dutch family, and they live.
Oh, you should bring up a photo. You could have had a look.
Yeah, I'll send it over to you. So
yeah,
his
cool.
prediction this time, he said that the retracement should be around about 70,000. He reckons Bitcoin will drop down to the low of 70,000.
Following this bull market, you mean?
Yeah, in the next bear. I probably got the tweet here. Let me have a look, see if I can find
Yeah, it'd be
it.
interesting because it's good to know when the entry is again. I would like
Can
to know
you
that
share
date.
these, Class?
Yeah, I can.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, cool. I'll have a look.
That's,
It'll be on the message on.
Diddy Tutu. I just sent that. So this is the secret of multiplying your Bitcoin trading stack. So in it here, he says he reckons the top 2025 sell Bitcoin 160,000. And then 2027, when it drops down, 70K bottom, buy back in. I've just popped it through here.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I got it. I'll just make the screen bigger so people can see it. Okay, the secret of multiplying your BTC. Oh, what a champ. Thank you, Chad, for sharing this knowledge. Didi Tahuti B. Allen, Chad. Here we go. What's the secret? 2017, so 1 BTC around the top of 20K, and 2019 by 6 BTC at around the 3.5K top. Okay, yep, cool. And then he goes through, obviously, yep, rinse and repeat. And then we're at 2025 now. Oh, because he's doing the compounding, but let's just take it as like 1 BTC because I doubt people now have 21 BTC. So sell it at around 160K top. Very conservative. I like that. And then buy it back in at around the 70K bottom. Conservative numbers. I like it. I like it a lot. So usually it's a year, I believe, after BTC tops that you have the entry price. I could be wrong, but I think it's 1 year after all-time high is the entry price. So somebody has asked a question. Can you explain the meme of the background, the monkey on the bed traveling? What the hell does that mean? I don't get it. So what I'll do is I'll drop us down for a second, Sammy, so that people can see what Leggy's talking about, and then we'll come back. Lol. So Richard Hart did a tweet, and it was a bullish tweet. But Richard is, he's going through some stuff. So we respect his artistic license right now. And I'm going to show you the tweet that background comes from. It's actually a bullish tweet, and Richard is expressing himself through picture form. Here we are. This is the tweet, July 28th, so pretty recent. Let's read the tweet. So, crypto, what are you going to do when the mass marketing starts ripping faces off? People are going to hear about PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex, and pump.ties directly before they hear about anything else. They're going to hold something in their hands that works great and is impressive, something they're not going to throw away. Hex did a 10,000x in price the first time while being murdered with Deca million in fees to ETH. Now, PulseChain exists, and when PLS goes up, Hex goes up. PLS, PLSX, Hex, pump ties, they all reinforce each other. Coin burning everywhere you look. It's amazing. Dry powder ready to explode. The weak hands shaken out violently. Amazing designs and reliability with the years of track record. The match is nearly struck. Be ready for greatness. And haters, you might as well get your memes ready because you're going to get very butthurt. And then he has this this picture, which is hilarious. Season's greetings. And I just don't know if I can interpret this. Like this, we can try. It's some kind of like medieval shit that goes down in that picture. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, but basically that was a very bullish tweet.
Did you get AI onto it?
No, I could reverse image search it, and then you would see the origin of the photo would be my best way to figure out that photo. Oh, look, here we go. Doz is onto the background of the photo. Post-human woodland dwellers and tundra dwellers don't see themselves as part of the same species. Oh, post-human woodland dwellers.
But don't you love Richard's bullish tweets? Like when he comes out bullish, I love them tweets.
Same. So if you read between the lines, and you don't even have to read between the lines here, Richard is basically saying God candle incoming. The match is nearly struck. Like that is a clear indication like things is going to explode. And then this as well is what we were saying, Sammy, like Hex did a 10,000x the first time. Like, hello, do you really think it's not going to do a 10,000x this time? So it's truly epic.
Awesome.
Like,
so what is 10,000x class? See, from what was it?
Oh, I'll show you PulseChain.com. It might be the best because they've got the numbers there because they do this. They do it from all-time low, so I can tell you. So you can click all-time low, and then you can get the Hex price at all-time low. So it's currently done a 280x, or maybe if I let me bring it up a different way from the bottom of this chart here. Yeah, this will be a better way of bringing it up. This is on the daily. So here we go. 0036. I love that number. Almost a 9. So 0036. Yeah, I'll do it.
I wish I bought more Hex at 0036.
0036 times.
It's $36.
Oh. It's $36. Sammy, we are on fire. May I just say we're on fire? Did we not just say $36 before we did that calculation?
I know.
Fuck, Sammy. People should listen to us more often, eh? Saying.
Exactly. Exactly.
Let's go to the bookmarks, and then we're gonna wrap it. Sammy, do you want to have let's go free time, man. Do you want to talk about like whatever you want to talk about?
No, I just wanted to say, yeah, Liberty Swap Finance is awesome. And if you haven't used it yet and you're looking for a quick way to get out or in a PulseChain, it's freaking amazing. Hey, Sandy, Sandy Beach, happy birthday for the other day.
Happy birthday, Sandy. Love you, Sandy.
I think things are looking up, and I think I saw a video from Richard the other day saying how he loves shaking out people. And I know there was stuff going around over that long period of time where everything just sucked ass. And basically saying, yeah, another shakeout. But really, that's what Richard likes doing. And there has been a time where we've seen people leave because they've just had enough. And, I think the ones that stayed, I think they're going to be rewarded. And I think Richard Hart wants to make this thing rock and roll and show the world his thing.
Yeah, I've always had conviction in Richard. I don't know what it is about Richard, but I completely see through all of I don't see the bad side. Like people are very premature to judge Richard, and I don't know why they think they're in a position to judge. So Richard has just one of his holdings is like over 170,000 ETH. So why are you judging a man in crypto that like one of his random holdings is 170,000 in ETH? You can't judge a man like that. Like that is just mind blowing. Like that's just otherworldly. Like you cannot judge a man in crypto where one of his holdings is 170,000 in ETH. It's
But
a
people
huge.
do, and I mean, look, I don't think it's just even Richard, because Richard's just like super smart at crypto. But if you've seen anything, what's happening with say Sydney Sweeney at the moment, where she's done the advert for the jeans, she looks gorgeous, she's got barely any makeup on, still looks hot as fuck, and all these people like targeting her, you know, basically out of jealousy and just plain hatred, saying that she's a white woman and blah blah blah.
Oh, the double denim.
Um,
Oh, she's hot as. Yeah, I love that
yeah,
double denim.
and then
I've been waiting for double denim
recently
to come
another
back.
one, Billie Eilish, same scenario. She said she's Irish to people at a concert, and they targeted her. The new online social media fame is very different from what we knew growing up. Hey, Ricky.
Hey, Ricky, thanks
You
for
know, growing up
reposting.
is knowing what fame was. It's very different now. Look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk goes to put his hand up and he's accused of being a Nazi. Like, I just think as a famous person, if you're famous in this day and age, be prepared to be targeted for the most stupidest, outrageous thing. And it's
Yeah.
very sad. It's very sad that the world has gone in this direction, to be honest.
You
I
just
think
can't. Sorry, Sammy.
Richard got a lot of that. You know, Richard caught
Yeah.
a lot of that hatred. Because I mean, look, how many people in crypto? How many scammers are they? Richard was the one calling people out, telling the truth, telling people how to make money, but they still target him and still bullied him as a scammer. Blah 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 blah. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, to be honest. It's just very sad.
Yeah. I mean, you just can't watch or listen to social media. I make a point of not listening to it or watching it because the narrative is so dumb. I can't believe how dumb the narrative is. I don't want my kids listening to it. That's how dumb it is. Like it's focusing on people, and that's such a simple-minded thing to do, is to focus on other people when you should be focusing on ideas and goals and aspirations and different ways of thinking and coming to the truth and having discussions and learning how to communicate and doing things at a higher level, to better the lives of your family. But instead, they're focusing on petty people stuff. So I find that to be very confusing that society has chosen that really dumb path to go down.
It's
But
sad
I
to
think,
watch, isn't it? Really?
yeah, I mean, the people that are in DeFi, I think they're a little bit ahead of the game when they know that, having your own keys to your own wallet is actually the way forward. And it is a bit of a long journey. And so if people have just joined in on the journey, then maybe start at PulseChain.com and start watching people like Crypto Coffee and his streams. That's a lot of educational content free. There's Crypto Sloth. There's people that you can find basically on X and Richard Hart. And you can start watching his videos to start the education process. It's never too late. We're going to go through a few bookmarks and then we're going to wrap it up. But thanks for joining everyone in the chat. We've got Van here. How's it going, Van? Yeah, we appreciate Real DeFi. Like PulseChain.com is Real DeFi. And a lot of other people claim it, but it's just not true. Okay, bookmarks. So I want to do a shout out to my friend Somi. My friend Somi has made over 3,000 videos on behalf of PulseChain. And he just relentlessly streams and he's been very bullish for PulseChain awareness. In terms of leverage on PulseChain for a meme coin, if you wanted to back my friend Somi, then PDI would be the thing to have a little bag of, just in case people get behind Somi. And I think, there's a lot of big players that kind of allude to Somi's work, such as Ivan on Tech, such as Banter, such as Binance. And Richard Hart. So Somi gets his fair share of attention. At the end of the cycle, if you've made a lot of money and you're watching Somi videos every day, I think that, we all should tip Somi, and he has an account set up for that. A man that does over 3,000 videos and spends 18 hours a day on crypto deserves the money. And we don't get paid to stream. We're not influencers. We're just people on the internet that talk about things that we like. So shout out to my friend Tommy.
He's my friend Sammy. All right, class.
No, he's actually my friend, and he called me a baby cakes.
Did he?
No,
Yeah,
I'm just joking.
My
Baby
friend
cakes.
Sammy is a really cool guy. He's so funny. All throughout the whole market, he's been amazing. He's had such a high vibe and a funny personality. His whole attitude towards this thing has just been amazing. You know, I
Hats
think
off.
he's an amazing
There's
character.
I'd like to shout out some women as well. Hodpearl, Sammy, Fiber Lindsay, Crypto Stylist. They've all supported my channel. Fast Abdul and Briz as the honorary, ladies that come on as well. You guys have all supported the channel in the last 3 or 4 years, like consistently. So I wanted to shout you guys out. Havid and KDP for years, just relentlessly tweeting during the bull market while getting a lot of hate online. So I'd like to shout those 2 girls out too. So yeah, shout out to the ladies. Oh, and SJ. SJ is an absolute legend, and she does a lot for the community. And I've probably forgotten a lot of people, so I'm sorry about that. But and Sandy Beach is always in the chat everywhere. There's a lot of women in PulseChain. So what other women have I forgot, Sammy?
Hex Lotus, who's always the weird angelic angel. She's always posting and every
she's
day
in here. She features in the bookmarks, I think.
And Christina Hype, she's been amazing. She's always on it. If anything happens, she's there and she's down.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love those 2. I retweet them all the time. There's another one that's been really bullish. Her name will come to me in a minute. I think she's South African. So this one's from you, Sammy, a bookmark from you. This is a shout out to Liberty Finance. So thank you, Liberty Finance, for everything that you do. OX Coast, thank you for what you do as well. So I appreciate you. Tam, yeah. Tam's a legend.
Tam's always pretty bullish.
She's our staking hero. So yeah, if you want to know about staking, you can hit up Tam. Tam's an absolute legend. Very positive, beautiful woman, strong woman in crypto. Supportive of Richard Hart and PulseChain. So this is Brizology, and he's talking about the secret weapon, which is the treasury. But I think we all know the real secret weapon is Richard Hart returning to streaming. So we look forward to that. If you want to have a look at the treasury and watch it grow as Ethereum grows, look into rh.com. Love Brizology. I love his tweets. So he said basically that $1 million a day is flowing through Liberty Swap. So massive congratulations to Liberty Swap. When they first came out, I talked a bit of smack about the look of their website, and they actually thanked me and then changed their website a bit. And then they followed me after that. And I thought that was really cool to be able to take that feedback and turn it into a positive. So absolute legends. Well done. And Fast Abdul has been relentlessly streaming in the bear market. Absolute champion. He would be here tonight, but he's probably sleeping because he's only just streamed like 4 hours ago with Dozer. He made this really interesting post about some top protocols on PulseChain. He is one of the founders of Ink Printer, I believe. So if you've got any Ink Printer questions, you can always hit him up, and that's doing really well. It's actually number 5. So congratulations to Fast Abdul on Ink Printer. There are some updates if you look at his Twitter page in regards to Ink Printer. Now we have a new massive influencer calling out PulseChain, Xavier. Real Xavier.
Is that really
follow
him?
him on Twitter. Yeah, it's really him.
Is he being funny?
Oh no, that's him. Oh, I thought it was him. I'm quite
sure?
but no, I'm not sure.
Does anyone know? Is that him, or is that just like a funny photo that he's put up?
Yeah, hopefully somebody gets back to us because I thought it was him.
Who even is he anyway?
He's a Chad, and I must say that I didn't know him before this all started going down, but he's got 500,000 followers and he is shilling PulseChain. So I'm all over it. So we just have to retweet this guy, give him heaps of attention. He's doing like God's work. Like, look at him. He's wearing all this stuff. Like, this is amazing.
I'm cautious of anyone like this. And, you know, the reason why the last bull run, and I saw it with Pepe, there's huge followers accounts, right? With like thousands and thousands of followers, and they're usually scammy accounts. Like when something big, like when Pepe was all the rage, they were all Pepe scams, but they had thousands of followers, so that it looks legitimate and it sucks you in. And then they change that to whatever, so they just update the profile to something else that all got all those followers.
Oh,
So
they
I'm
could just
very
jump.
cautious. And I've seen ones with crazy sick following accounts like that dude there with the like 500,000 followers. Like I've seen them have that many and be scam counts.
Yeah, it's
So
good advice.
you
You
know,
can't be too careful.
I'm very
You can't click on
cautious.
links on the internet that you do your crypto on, everyone. So just don't click on links. Like, just don't do it. You need a hardware wallet. Be super careful. Like, try not to click buttons if you can.
Just don't click anything, hey Claire.
Don't click. Just don't click. If you can master, like the people that do the best in crypto are people that are dead. Like, just act like that, and you will do great.
If
Shout
I
out
had
to
just
Vibe.
done nothing this whole time, I would be in such a better place. But I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to.
No, me neither. It's a process. You can't just get there overnight. Shout out to
Exactly.
Vibra Lindsay. She's got this gorgeous photo with her hubby. He does
So
a lot
beautiful.
for crypto as well. And look at him, just absolutely good looking couple here, doing some really cool
They
posting.
are, aren't they?
Yeah. I've been loving her posts lately. She's been posting the bubbles, getting behind PulseChain. Always been a great advocate for the community. So shout out to Vibra Lindsay and her hubby and Vibra Finance. So Christina Hype, she made this really good post, and she basically said, an idiot with a plan can beat a genius without a plan. So guys, we slowly enter the bull market. Make sure you have a plan and follow it, and don't get discouraged by volatility and all the other sayings. It's all part of the game, so stick to your strategy. Let the things happen. Good luck and mad gains to you all. Excellent tweet. Havid, I really have come to respect Havid, and she has copped a lot of flack over the Eric Wall thing. And to her credit, she came out and she was honest, and she said, look, I don't have the money. I will pay him when I have the money. And she's came back, and she's just been shilling relentlessly since. She was kind enough to share the Richard Hart Museum a couple of photos, which was really nice of her. She didn't have to share that information. And it was good to see that a couple of things that had been done, although it has now been taken down, and there'll probably be a different museum at some stage. But I felt like that was quite nice to share that information.
I'm not a big fan of Havid, which you know I never really have been. I think she just speaks a lot of shit. Never really liked her, but what I will say is Naga Bo actually did a video the other night. And you know he's into all that heebie-jeebie bullshit, and
yeah, crystal
he
ball.
was saying that what he thinks has happened is he's the one that went to the SEC and dogged Richard in, hoping for a kickback. And when he made the bet with Katie and Havid, he was very much well aware that the price was going to flop because he'd already complained to the SEC. And Naga was basically saying, you know, they shouldn't pay him because that's what's happened. You know, Naga is like, you know, Naga Bo's a priest. You didn't know that?
So he's accusing Eric Wall of being the one that made the complaint to the SEC. Is that what he's accusing? Yeah, that's a big call, because I was under the impression that we kind of knew who it was, although we won't say the person's name because we're not 100% sure. But yeah.
We'll start with C and end with O.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did you see his latest tweet? Oh my god.
Oh, I don't follow. I think I must have blocked or something. But what did it say? I'm scared to know. Is he in a good place?
No, he's in a really bad place, and yeah, I don't like to talk. I don't even like talking to him about him because I don't like him at all. Like, I very much dislike that person, and he is a horrible place. But it just goes to show, if you're an asshole, there's such thing as karma. It comes straight back to you. So, yeah, that's all I'll say about the issue.
Yeah. Okay. So this was Martin. This is going to be our last. Yeah, this is our last bookmark. At some point, you've got to understand that most of the bad things that could happen for a coin have already happened. Hexaco was hit by every storm, and yet me and my comrades are still standing, still fighting and believing. at this point, you've got to start pricing in all the opportunities that come next, because every storm runs out of rain. I think that's true for PulseChain. I think the dragon is waking up, and it's going to wake up pretty violently to the upside. And I like being a part of PulseChain because I can see the writing on the wall for Hex, and to be part of something that will have exponential growth in real time, I think is something special. And I think what will end up happening, Sammy, is that in the next few months, say August, September, when we really start the hyperball, there'll be a flood of influencers, people claiming that they're OGs, they've always been here. But I think we will know like the truth, the people that were actually putting in effort for the years that things weren't going so great and supporting Richard in those times that things weren't going so great. And yeah, I look forward to a time when we all sort of can party together and celebrate together at the end of all this, because it has been 3 or 4 years where it hasn't always been easy. It's been pretty tough to be like a true believer. I honestly believe that everything I think that is going to happen, I think it's going to happen. I think we'll get our 10,000x. I think it's going to be pretty epic. And it's a pleasure to be part of.
I love that, Class. I love that you think we're going to 10,000x, and I really hope you're right. I really do.
Well, with that amount of treasury, like it's just a matter of it's because like it's very difficult to conceive something that hasn't happened, or to appreciate something that is not in existence yet.
And there's a lot of sell pressure, and there's people like Rackham.
There is a lot of there's always going to be sell pressure. But when you've got like a founder that just has randomly 170,000 Ethereum on the side, like I don't know, just random numbers that seemed
I'm
quite
feeling
extreme.
it. Like, I'm right there with you. I'm bullish as hell.
All right, guys, it's been a great show, and thanks everyone for tuning in. So we do think that Richard and Eric are friends, besties. I actually wanted to show a video of Eric Wall dancing like Michael Jackson, but I didn't quite have enough time, so I'll save that for next time, because the video will be taken down, but I thought it would be worth it. But yeah, we'll save that one up. All right, thanks, chat. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Appreciate your support. Thank you, Sammy, for being here. Adios.
Thanks, guys.